Hey guys, my name is Name, and Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn is the game. In the last episode, we took on the first two missions of Spaceland. We also took on two of the mini missions here at the beginning. And in this episode, we're going to be doing the exact same thing. We're going to be taking on two more missions in Spaceland, and we're going to be starting off here with Zeke's Hide and Seek. Today's words of encouragement come from Ferris Bueller. This is a very famous quote, especially for any movie buff. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it. So, yeah, I think just about everybody knows that quote, I would imagine so. And basically the quote just means, you know, I guess kind of be there for your life and, I guess just kind of be aware, be in the moment, I guess is just the message of the quote. You know, don't get caught up in everything. I mean, if life moves at too fast of a pace, then, you know, it could literally all just kind of fly by. Let's see, number one, right up there. I think 3 minutes is actually a lot of time here. I don't think you really need to worry about time at all. Just really take your time. Right up here, you're gonna see some Waddle Dees falling. You're also gonna see one of our friends falling as well. Let's see, what we're gonna want to do is wait until the right moment. Oh, I could have caught him, but oh wow, I'm just really off. Not off key, I'm off moment here. Okay, we're gonna try something a little different. There you go. Actually, not quite even still, holy cow. There you go, all right, all caught, and now we just gotta wait for you to come on down, my friend. Actually, we're probably gonna go up to him. I think it's probably the easier way of doing things. Waddle Dee, get out of my way, and hello, you're caught. Easy peasy. And, ooh, okay, this way. Let me see, I haven't missed anybody, have I? No, I don't think I have. Oh well, we'll find out one way or another. All right. Oh, actually, yeah, there's the one down there that I missed last time. Okay, so you need to get all the Waddle Dees off the platform so that the platform raises itself, and then you can get the friend that'll be hiding. I call them the friend, like Zeke's friend that's hiding. And finally, if we make our way up here, okay, take him out, and there you go. So I do like this quote. It's something that I've personally been trying to work on, is living more in the moment and making sure that my brain isn't always racing all the time, because, you know, if your mind is always somewhere else, you really could be missing the things that are around you. And I mean, also, it's kind of stressful to have our minds always, you know, running, thinking of all these different things at once. You know, sometimes it's just good to just to recognize that I don't need to be thinking right now. I can just kind of relax and enjoy this moment for what it is. A really good example of that for me is as I'm walking across campus at my school. Sometimes I have like a 15-20 minute walk from one location to the other, and sometimes I get, you know, I mean, most of the time, really, unless I'm being, you know, trying to be aware of it, I get caught up in thought, and I can turn what should have been a really peaceful walk through a really pretty area into a stressful walk, because I'm just thinking of all these things that I have to do and worrying about all these things. So sometimes it's just better to recognize that, hey, this is a free moment that I have to myself. I should enjoy it and take in what there is around me. So alright, so we have all that we need right here to get this decorated. I'm trying to do this with my thumb again, it's not going very well. The last item that we needed, we got in the last episode, the future TV. Well, and how is everything progressing here, Lord Kirby? Are you finished? Oh my, this is such a perfectly decorated room. My name is Mara, and I'll take it. Yeah, I like Mara's room probably the most out of all of them. I mean, all of them just kind of have like this like yellow-brown vibe going on, but this is the one that doesn't have that going on at all. And yeah, here she is. Mara's race to the finish line first. So, for those of you speedrunners out there, this won't be a challenge at all. But hey, I mean, it's racing, so maybe you're at home there. You're at home here. Reach the finish line first. This first one actually is pretty easy. Just make sure you're in card Kirby whenever you can be, and just go through the obstacles as quickly as you can. It might require some focus, so if my commentary just kind of disappears, I do apologize. Let's see, I need you to come back down. I shouldn't have crushed you because I need to ball you up and throw your carcass this over here. There you go. And whenever you can, avoid swimming because, you know, it just takes a really long time, and just fly through the air as much as you can as well. I wish that we actually had a countdown, you know, what time we needed to get there. Like as if like Mara had a predetermined time, which she definitely does, but I wish like it was counting down instead of counting up to what our time is on the top screen. But oh well, it's perfectly fine. This first one isn't that difficult. Anyways, so, ooh, that was weird. Okay, down here, and just gotta jump over the Waddle Dee with the spear, and we're pretty much home free. Wow, that was better than my first run. Very good. It's weird to be pulling something that's not that wheel. It looks like a brand new racing stage has opened up. Come on. So, I think that Mara is Mara from Marathon, maybe? I don't know, I was trying to think of the connection there, but I think that's what it is. If any of you know for sure, let me know. Oh, well, that's good for you, I guess. I'll have to try harder next time, but here's something for you, Kirby. Well, at least you're kind of being a good sport about it. Twirling cross fabric. We need to have a rematch sometime. Next time I won't go so easy on you. Whatever you say, Mara. And if you look, Mara has 30 missions for us to take on. That's gonna be one heck of a bonus video if I decide to do it, because now I'm kind of leaning away towards that promise now. I mean, I don't think it was ever a promise, but towards that idea of doing a bonus video with the remainder of these missions, because like 30? Holy cow, that's a lot. But I don't know, I'll make that decision later. For now though, we have more Space Land to take on. This mission right here is a fun one. Can be a little hard though. Mysterious UFO. So I'm gonna try to talk about real life stuff as I'm going through this mission, but I obviously will. I'll interrupt myself all the time to talk about the game. As I will right off the bat, we're gonna have a really, really cool mechanic here. One of my favorite mechanics of this game, and I'm so glad they introduced it. And my comparison of this in Mario Galaxy my comparisons are only gonna increase. Yeah, you can hit that switch right down there and it affects the gravity. And this is one of the most fun, but also slightly annoying things in this game. Look how far I can leap. It's amazing when you go into Car Kirby and then like run and you jump. You can just basically go for forever. And then if you turn into a parachute on top of that, you basically can just float without losing any altitude at all. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And the soundtrack is repeated, so this music isn't anything new, but all right, let me try this again. Yeah, so I'm not like losing any altitude at all, and I was just floating on across. So you can really move a long way from side to side with the gravity affected like this. Another thing is with the Ravel abilities here in an extra epic yarn with okay, hold up. Marking pins, for example, you can just keep using the ability, and the momentum that you gain by like thrusting yourself forward is enough to like move you through the air. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So you can actually kind of fly. It's pretty cool. So, yeah. One thing that is annoying is when you try to, I guess, smash on down, you go at a slower rate and you're not able to crush through objects. But that is a small price to pay for how cool this is, at least in my opinion. So you're gonna see a lot of beads around here. We're also gonna run into a lot of opportunities to lose beads. Communicator. You can talk to aliens on this. Just be sure that you can afford the roaming charges. Ah, funny. But unless I'm mistaken this level with another, we're gonna have a pretty good opportunity for beads later, so I guess don't stress out too much about it. But it's really cool how they really experiment with the gravity in this mission. I really do like the idea a lot, and here we have an opportunity to turn it back to normal, which will be necessary, or not necessary, because I think we have marking pins, we can get through this, but it'll be helpful to smash down through here. because we couldn't smash down through there otherwise, if the gravity were normal. So it's just really cool how they had this mechanic. You basically kind of play around it over the entire level, and I'm a really big fan of it. I wish this level had its own music, and I hate that they got a little. I'm not gonna say lazy, but I hate that they had to sacrifice that here towards the end of the game. But regardless, I mean, you know, you can't really blame them for it. I mean, they've had unique music the entire game. Guess I can't get too upset that, you know, there's a few repeats here towards the end. But it really does make you appreciate the value of each mission having its own track whenever one's repeated. You're kind of like, I mean, at least I'm like, hey, that's not cool. But really, that's normal. Just have the soundtracks repeated for different missions, for different levels in 2D. So, yeah, definitely something to appreciate. Let me make sure that I haven't missed anything. Oh, okay, well, I guess I'll keep that ability. I mean, I'll take the Ravel ability. It probably is better coming up here. We can also use the Ravel ability to fly through the air, even more so than we could with marking pins. I'm not gonna get the button ability, but watch. So whenever we create a ball, it thrusts us up pretty high. So yeah, you can just kind of, I guess, experiment with that and see where you can go. We're gonna want to jump right up here, and we're gonna give ourselves a little bit of extra momentum with our abilities. Come up here and see, this is just so cool to me. How well they just, I mean, they really designed the level well around this mechanic, and I enjoyed it a lot. So like, okay, I guess I'll actually just have to be normal and run across to get these beads right down here. I was hoping I could just kind of like float at an angle. Hold up. Like that. You really don't lose any altitude. It is so cool. But yeah, we are already at silver rank, so we're doing quite well for ourselves. But because of the decreased gravity, we can't crush those blocks up there by smashing down on them. Instead, you need to ravel them up. So moving on over here, or actually, I didn't mean to go up this high, but hey, since we're already here, hello. So let me think about things I was gonna talk about. Let's take you out before you make me lose my beads. I'm sort of kind of finally caught up on school a little bit. I'm more caught up on school than I have been recently. I got pretty caught up today. I have been working on stuff for my business careers class, stuff for my statistics class. Well, actually, no, not really. Haven't gotten there yet. I filled out an application today that I've been meaning to fill out for a while. It's just an application for an in-school, for a school, not a club. It's actually the committee that listens in on, like, if there's a student who is being charged with some violation at my school, I would be on a panel that decides what their punishment's gonna be, or what should happen. So space food. These are replicas of real astronaut food. Space chefs must be really dry people. That's funny. But, okay, so that's that treasure. Final one is still yet to come. I don't think I missed it yet. Let me see. Actually, is there anything that we get out of pulling the switch multiple times in this situation? Nope. Oh, and that, in case you were wondering, if you didn't have the Ravel ability and you're playing the original version of the game, that's what you'd have to do in order to get up to that level, is pull the switch twice, and you can get that solid part of the wheel to move around far enough to where you'd be able to get to that upper level, in case you were wondering. I should have turned the gravity back to normal again, but I did not. So I don't think there's actually a way that I can... Yeah, I'm gonna go turn the gravity back off. Darn, that sucks. Okay. But it's really not a problem because I can just basically float up there. That's so cool and so broken. I'm surprised they didn't, I guess, patch that, or maybe that was intentional? I don't know. But hey, it's really fun, that's for sure. Hello, Prince Fluff. What are you gonna... Oh, Starbeat, I will graciously take that. Thank you very much. This right up here is a great example of how far you can move horizontally. Because I know I'm not gonna miss a treasure, I'm basically just gonna kind of skip over most of this by doing this. Yeah, just how far I went was ridiculous. Okay, let's get you out of the way so I can get a running start. Once again, I'm not gonna worry about that star bead because I'm good on beads right now. And if you ever just need a little bit more, altitude, just use your Ravel ability if you have it to give you an extra boost. Speaking of extra boosts, I could use one right up here. Okay, let's make sure we don't get caught by these guys. And the way you get up here normally is, without the Ravel ability, is you would jump up high enough to get to that lower enemy right down here. And then once you get down there, you would Ravel him up. And by doing that, it would give you a thrust forward, up, higher up. And then you would grab the other one, which would give you just enough of a thrust to get up to this level right here, so you could get up to the treasure right up here. And this is the final treasure. Pretty well hidden. Spaceland. This music plays in Spaceland. Okay. Thank you very much. And let's move on down before I get caught and lose beads. Oops, speaking of losing beads, don't get caught by the spikes. And if you made it through all of that and didn't lose too many beads, you're pretty much solid at this point, unless my memory's failing me. Actually, no, there's probably more hazards coming up ahead that I am not remembering. Yep, there's plenty more up ahead. That is quite all right. Make sure, oh, actually, I thought there was a void below us. I was gonna say, make sure you don't get caught by the void, but there is no void. I was mistaken. Right down here, if you don't have the Ravel ability, and you're playing the original version of the game, you need to Ravel up that enemy right down there, go inside this wheel over here, drop the ball that you made him into, and then hit the switch enough times to go down there, and then take his carcass and blast it through the block that was keeping you from getting the star bonus token. That's how you would do that normally. Moving forward, okay, and again, same carcass thing right down here, but since I have the Ravel ability, there you go. Makes it a lot easier for sure. We're gonna turn off the, not zero gravity, but the decreased gravity. And pull this twice, and then we turn off the gravity so we smash through that, and there you go. Let's see if I can do a home run with this. I was perhaps a little late. Oh, please don't rob me. Please don't rob me. No, 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 no. Come on. Man, are you serious? Oh, well, I mean, I didn't need it, but still, that was, oof, that was rough. Very unforgiving. You found the twinkling star patch. But whenever I get caught up on school, back to that topic again, whenever I get caught up on school, I feel like just double what I had gets loaded back on, and then I'm behind again. It just feels like I'm constantly putting out fires. But I guess that's just how things are. Speaking of fires and putting out fires, I'm going on a camping trip soon. That was a very creative segue. That was the next topic that I was wanting to talk about. I'm gonna be going on a camping trip soon. So I am an international business major at my school, and the IB major at my school, which by the way, Stellar Way, that's the mission that we're gonna be starting. The international business major at my school is kind of like it's a really selective major, and it's just kind of like its own in-group really. So they have little events and things that are open only to IB majors, such as a camping trip that I'm gonna be going on. Not this weekend, but next weekend. Okay. This is one of my favorite tracks in this game, and this is one of my favorite missions in the game as well. Just how creative and cool everything is, and just how... I just really like the theme a lot, and you'll see it as we go throughout. But I'm gonna be quiet for a second so you can listen to the music. Okay, sorry about that. I had like the worst itch in my nose. I had to pause the game. I mean, it was really, really, really bad. So yeah, if you're looking, we're on like what looks like a planet Earth right now, and there's skyscrapers that are around, and those are the things that we're hopping over, and it's really cool. There's like there's an asteroid that's circling the planet too. It's just really, really cool and super creative, and you can see the orbits as well with the stitching, and I'm just a really, really big fan. And the music is also really, really cool. Nylon is very helpful here because you can kind of suck in some beads without having to really take the risk of getting them. So, you know, definitely, I guess, take advantage of that if you're playing this version of the game. Otherwise, you might have a really hard time. Speaking of having a hard time, you're gonna see these asteroids, which actually, going back, those were comets. These are asteroids, technically. I believe if Astronomy 101 taught me anything, hopefully it was that. Hopefully I'm right in saying that. Anyways, so, yeah, these right up here, the asteroids that are falling down, are very much a pain. Should you get that thing down there that I just got, instead of like harmful asteroids, you will then have beads that are gonna be flying down from the sky. Even more so like Mario Galaxy. This could not possibly get any more like Mario Galaxy. We have beads, colorful beads falling down from the sky that we are collecting. You cannot tell me that this is basically not Mario Galaxy. Anyways, so that's an example right there of how the asteroids are just super dangerous, and you can lose a lot of beads really fast because of them. Nylon is very helpful in combating this. If you ever feel like you're going to be attacked, just press B, and you'll kind of create a little section barrier that will destroy any asteroids that would have knocked off your beads otherwise. Now, the treasures are going to be appearing in a really weird order, so don't worry too much about them. If you feel like you missed one, or you just feel like they haven't come soon enough, don't stress too much about it. They kind of come at a really weird rate in this mission, I guess. So, speaking of the next treasure, actually, no, I don't know what I'm talking about. Nowhere close is the next treasure, my apologies, unless I missed it. I hope I haven't missed it. That is definitely a possibility, though. So, getting back onto the topic I was talking about, camping. I'm gonna be camping soon. Very much looking forward to that, because I've never actually gone camping before. I mean, I've kind of gone on like, you know, like little summer camps, like woohoo, you know, you're staying in a cabin, but not really like actual camping. And this is gonna be actual camping, like in tents outside. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's something that I always wanted to do as a child, but my parents never took me. My parents were really busy growing up, and we just didn't have time for that. I mean, they didn't really have time to do that kind of thing. So, looking forward to living my childhood dreams of finally going, like, actually camping. So yeah, I'm just super excited about that. And also, nylon is also really helpful for helping just barely making the corners up here on these rotating gears. It can be really helpful for just getting around the ledge right there, like that, for example. So yeah, definitely take advantage of that if you're playing this version of the game. Otherwise, you're in for increased difficulty. This game really can be difficult, I don't care what people say. So yeah, there's the first treasure, which is actually marked as the second treasure, confusingly enough. Alright, do watch out for the little guys down there. You might have noticed a treasure right up there. Let me see if I can remember how we're gonna get to that. Actually, I know exactly how we're gonna get to that. Be careful up here. We have more abyss below us. Oh, and these right here, these are like little moons, I suppose? I guess it's like 3 like small planetary bodies that are kind of rotating amongst themselves. I don't know. They look like 3 little Earth moons to me. I don't know. We do have a really cool moon thing coming up ahead. You'll see what I mean here in just a moment. Let's see. Yep, right up here. You gotta time this pretty well. Again, nylon, super helpful. This is cool. I knew there were aliens on the moon. I'm just kidding. Watch out for these guys. They can send your beads flying with 1 laser shot. And make your way over here. Again, watch out for them. And if you grab onto that right there, we got treasure number 3, actually. Yeah, it goes 2, 3, 1 is the treasure order. Very confusing. And this right up here is something you could easily miss if you're not closely paying attention. There you go. And star bonus token. So yeah, we already have a lot of beads, which is great and all, but there is a very good chance that you could lose a lot of beads coming up here in the future areas. Why? Because we have abyss below us that I nearly made myself very aware of. We have abyss below us, and if you fall down there, then you will lose a lot. And I mean a lot of beads. So, that being said, be careful, but if you fall and you lose a bunch of beads, don't worry about it either, because we have an opportunity coming up at the very end of this mission, which is super good. like for collecting beads, we're gonna get a ton of beads from this mission. So don't even like worry about risking it for, you know, these over here. Like these are kind of risky beads to go for if you ask me. So yeah, don't worry about those. Don't worry about those or these. But do worry about this treasure because it's a treasure. Rocket bed. Sleeping in this bed may cause dreams of being a space case. Wait, what? Sleeping in this bed may cause dreams of being a space case. A space case? What's a space case? Never heard of that before. It's probably some very common vocabulary word that I'm being dumb about. All right, grab the little button. And we've gotten all the treasures, so we're pretty much clear from here on out. By the way, what happened to me in my practice is that I swung up here, bumped into one of these guys, and then fell into the abyss, so don't let that happen to you. Oh, asteroids right up here. Prime opportunity for losing a ton of beads in these asteroids. They are super hard to avoid, which is why I highly recommend, if you're playing this version of the game, keeping Nylon until the very end, because you can just really easily save your butt last minute. Thanks to Nylon! Okay, I shouldn't be risking it for this up here, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, there you go. If you can manage to get that, you're pretty much in the home clear and you can get a lot of beads last moment. Oh wow, I'm gonna really be getting a ridiculous amount of beads here. Okay, yeah, this is basically Mario Galaxy. I can almost hear the observatory theme. Speaking of which, man, I really want to play that game sometime soon. Okay, we had a little bit of a pause for a second. We had no more asteroids coming down, so that told me that it was time to get out of there. Glad I did. And here we go. Transformation. Another one. You might have thought that we were all done with him. Rocket Kirby. So this is basically a game of Galaga. It's a lot of fun. It is so much fun, actually, and you can get a ridiculous amount of beads by doing this. You can also lose a good number of beads too, but it all balances out because you have so many beads being thrown at you. Oh my goodness. So it's totally fine. I didn't lose my bead streak that I had built up there in the top right corner, but that's totally okay. I'm not really worried about that. Yeah, whenever the enemies come up from the side, you know, be aware of that and be careful of that. Also, try to take out these UFOs before they spit out laser beams, or at least take out the majority of them, because if you have 9 laser beams going in 9 different directions, they can be really hard to avoid. But yeah, don't stop spamming B. Basically, moral of the story. And it is good to go for the smaller beads, of course, but I mean, definitely try to go for the bigger ones because they're much higher in value. And don't forget that you can not only move left to right, but up and down as well. So do incorporate that into your strategy. And you'll notice that the beads will kind of gravitate towards you a little bit as well, so don't feel like you need to go completely out of your way for them. You just gotta get close enough, and you'll be fine. Also, not following my own advice here, I would recommend just taking out, ooh, wow. Just one of those as quickly as you can. Holy moly, I lost everything and gained it all back so quickly. Like, that's gonna happen a lot in this mission. Just press B as fast as you can and do not stop pressing B. Also, don't try to take out every single enemy either unless you feel confident in doing so, because if you're overly ambitious, you can get hit there at the very end and lose a lot of beads. But anyways, we managed to get by with gold rank and all the treasures. Let me lose this ability. I would call this a definite success. Perfect. I would have loved to know how many beads I would have had I not lost any there at the end though, because I had a ridiculous amount. Speaking of ridiculous, apparently this recording is at like 28 minutes, so we're gonna be ending things off here pretty quickly. There's a new bead collecting stage. Okay, thank you very much, Beadrix. Yeah, we're gonna end things off here. Next time let's play Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn. We will be taking on the thing that you're about to see. Also, thank you to my patrons. Thank you to William, Nintendo Black Crisis, Nicholas, and Joseph from Joe Bro Show. So next time, we will be taking on the boss of Spaceland, who we will come to know as Meta Knight. I've been Camerani, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys back here next time. Goodbye, guys. Quack, quack.